In 2024, I've made over 120 videos. I've gone to the gym 6 times a week, and I've done this all while being a full-time student. And these are some of the biggest life lessons I've learned from doing all of this. And the first thing is that do things that are worth doing, and you will never lack motivation. It's very hard to lack motivation if your life is on the line. Think about it. There have been people who have been stranded in the wilderness, or something other horrible has happened, and they've had to literally fight for their lives for weeks, and they've never lacked motivation because survival is worth it. It's very hard to stay motivated if you're moving pile of sand from pile A to pile B and then back to pile A. But it's very easy to stay motivated if something big is actually worth it. And so do big things that are actually worth doing, and you will never lack motivation. If you had all of your loved ones' lives on the line, you would do basically anything. And you would never have to watch motivational videos or feel like, oh man, how do I find motivation? You're gonna be motivated to save them and do whatever it takes because it's worth it. And so when you do things that are worth it, like making YouTube videos, getting 0 views, but still posting and staying motivated simply because in the end it will be worth it. So do things that are worth it, because then you will never lack motivation. And speaking about making videos, having made 120 videos, well, more than that, in the year, and getting 0 views, 0 anything, most people would think that I've wasted my time and I could have used it better. But I would argue that that is wrong, because I believe that in the end, numbers do not matter. In the end, we will be judged by the person we are in our hearts, the lessons we have learned, the stories we have to tell, not by the number in a bank account or the number on social media pages. And so these numbers don't actually mean a lot. And so there's a big lesson to where the outcome that you probably want is a number, but the outcome that you need is a skill. And so the reason why you should want to be a millionaire, for example, is not because of the money, but it's because when you become a millionaire, you have the skills to provide that much more value to people. That's the important part. Not the money, not the views, not the numbers, but who you become along the way. And yes, it sounds cliche, but it's cliche because it's true. And so how do you become that big person that you want to be and the person that is amazing? Well, it's by doing big things. And the next big lesson of life that I've learned is to do extreme things. The more you do extreme things that others aren't willing to do, the more you get extreme results that no one else will get. It's very simple, and yes, it's scary. But when you do those extreme things like starting your own business instead of going down the traditional route, or trying to make YouTube videos, or something as simple as approaching that woman that no one else is willing to do because it's too scary. But it being scary is the opportunity. Think about it. The fact that it's scary means that no one else will do it. And so when you do it, you will be exceptional. Whether it is to make that business that you always wanted to make but others are too afraid to start their own business, whether it's to post the videos, whether it's to do anything. The fact that it's scary is the reason it's worth it. That is the opportunity. Because if it wasn't scary, everyone would do it. And then you doing it wouldn't make you exceptional. And there would be no big reward. I mean, if you imagine yourself walking down in a park and you see someone eating an apple, you don't bat an eye because eating an apple is not scary. But if you look up and then you see someone skydiving, you might follow them a bit. You might be like, oh, let's see what happens. Because it's scary. And that's why people will pay attention. And that's why it makes it exceptional. So instead of seeing things as, oh no, it's scary, I don't want to do it, you should see it as, oh no, it's scary, therefore I have an opportunity to do something that others won't do. And when you start doing things that are scary, you will be mocked for it, weirdly enough. But the reason the people around you will mock you is not because you're doing the wrong thing, it's because you are doing the correct thing. And so them hating on you is the proof that you are on the correct path. The fact that you approach a woman and you get called a player is not because you shouldn't approach women, it's because the people who call you player themselves are too scared to do it themselves, even though deep down they know that they should be doing it as well. And so you doing the scary thing reminds everyone else that they are cowards and they're too afraid to do it, and therefore they mock you. The reason they say you start your own business, you're so big man now, not going down the traditional route. The reason they say that is once again because deep down they know that they would want to own their own business. They would want to make the videos. They would want to do the scary thing, but they are too afraid, and so you doing it reminds them that they are cowards, and that's why they mock you. And so when you get mocked, when you get hated, remember that that is simply because you are on the correct path, and it reminds everyone around you that they are too scared to follow you and follow that path that leads to being exceptional. Another great lesson that I learned this year is that the past is simply in your head and the future is in your hands. It's a great quote. The past is in your head, but the future is in your hands. Because the future is something you control and the past doesn't exist. It does not exist. And in a way, when I say things like this and I say like, drama is not real, people get really like, what do you mean drama is not real? But if you think in your mind about the pink unicorn dragon, do you let it control your life? Probably not. You don't let pink unicorn dragons that exist within your head control your life and change the decisions that you do, because they are not real. They're simply in your head. And so you cannot touch them. They cannot affect the world around you in any way. So they might as well not exist at all. And the same is with the past. The past is like a pink unicorn dragon. It exists only within your head. It is not real. You cannot touch it. It does not affect the world around you. And therefore, you shouldn't let it control you and make decisions for you, because you don't let pink unicorn dragons do the same. And so, the past is simply in your head, and you should just let go and forget about it. No matter how much trauma you have, everyone has trauma, but the people who let go and walk forward and don't look back are the ones who get what they want, no matter how much trauma they had. And the people who cling on to the trauma will forever be held back by it. So the past is in your head and the future is in your hands. So let go of the past and build the future that you want. And in the end here, I want to give you one last thing that I learned this year. A big life lesson. And it's that every second of your life that you don't smile and enjoy is a second of your one and only life that you did not smile and you did not enjoy. So enjoy your life. Live to the fullest. Stay disciplined. Chase your dreams and have a fantastic day.